but it look like we're finding so. Current chairman, let me say thanks to the two young ladies for the wonderful introduction. I am elated when I look at the bright prospects coming up in the ranks of the People's National Party. Let me say greetings to your Member of Parliament. And I hear him setting the record straight. But I can tell you from where I sit, despite the noise in the market, I don't even pay attention because I am sure that Northwest Manchester will remain in the column of the People's National Party. And I have a feeling that the entire Manchester is ready for the People's National Party. I see them send a late entrant into the race in Northeast. And now we don't see the former MP come out here to come support and endorse, you know. So we know it's in trouble then there's a van applying the pressure and ensure that Northeast Manchester comes home to the PNP. Councillors and the councillors in Manchester have a little vibe amongst themselves. They support each other, they roll with each other, and we love to see the vibe. So mayor and team, and of course visiting councillors, all the members on the platform, in the audience, my good friends in the media, greetings. I want to apologize for my lateness because I'm coming from Central Westmoreland, where we had a youth rally tonight. So I go take the police there on the road, and else I get a couple of tickets to reach over here, the time when we reach. But I am here nonetheless, and I am grateful that you have stayed so we can have some reasoning together. Now, a few years ago, we got a really bad defeat. At the night of the election, when I went into the nerve center in my constituency, Comrade Skeffrey, and I looked up on the cartridge paper that's on the wall, and I look at the two strong PNP PDs, and I look and see why we get 70% of the votes that we normally get. And when I look up at the two strong Labour and PD, I see they get 100% of what they normally get. I take up some things, you know. And I walk out of my car and then say, MP, where you go? I say, I soon come. I drive the right of my yard because I knew what was coming. When I go over bed and lie down in my bed, and master, I turn on the TV and seat after seat me and I say, Labour, God with it, God with it, God with it. When they're done, from Lisa Anna in Satan, we have to come all the way around to Northwest Manchester before we find our next PNP. You look like you just realize. You realize before? The whole of St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, and so green. And it got to the heads of the Labourites. Some of them all of a sudden thought that they won. They never realized that because PNP never vote. When you look at the numbers, Omar Davis is the only one out of that lot that got more votes in 2020 than he did in 2016. All of the other ones them get less vote than what the losing JLP candidate got in 2016, but they make it get to their head. Some of them start run off their mouth, all your neighbor don't get some. Decides that she gone over South Manchester and manage campaign and I bet $1 million so she had to sweep the whole of Central Manchester. And when the election done in local government last year, then see what the warm-up is. because that was the practice match. But now that we are ready for the real match, we see Prime Minister run, talk about him not ready to call it. And we hear Minister tell him say he can't wait till down in December. I have been going around this country. I've gone every week within about 4, 5, 6, 7 parishes. But about the place I move around. And I can tell you, 2011 we had an election that we won by a landslide. 2020 we had a tight election. 2016 a tight election, and 2020 we lost by a landslide. Everything about the mood this time reminds me of 2011, and I know that the PNP is going to return to office at the end of this election. There are some things that are going on that are unacceptable. Our friends in the media love to say we only campaigning on corruption. It is not true. I mean, know them as such they want to talk about it. So you know what we are going to do? We talk about it and then talk about the plans. If they carry corruption part alone, you know so wicked, they're wicked. And you know, say, oh, I'm being a father skip in that place, go on. Skip, big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself. Hear the man. Hear the man. Come here, Skeng come out and say 38 seats we are getting up. And I say, but Skeng look like him looking at my crystal ball. Now, we have some problems. If there is a leader of the People's National Party, we would not want to know that he is unable or she is unable to be certified. We wouldn't want to know that. Why is that important? It's important because leadership sets the tone in the country. Leadership sets the tone in the country. When you were growing up, if your parents don't eat pork, you never have no pork in a yard for them, so you just grow up so you don't eat pork, and so you go. If when you were growing up, your parents are Seventh-day Adventists, and so you do it, because of that you grow up and that the example you see. If them are Rasta, you're a Rasta too, you don't even know how you're turning, but you're a Rasta too, because that your parents be. Leadership sets the tone in family and in country. When the Prime Minister of the country cannot be certified, it sends a bad signal to the rest of the society. It causes other people to look on and say, well, if it can't do that and get to it, then we can't do it too. Sets a terrible example. So no leader of the PNP could be under investigation for illicit enrichment, meaning that what they have, them pay can explain it. So we have some assets, we have some things, and the money when we make can't afford to make it that. That's why illicit enrichment mean. No leader of the PNP could be under investigation for that. Could not. And if they were investigating the person, because investigation don't mean you're guilty. If they were investigating a leader of the PNP for illicit enrichment, he or she would have to open up everything and show it out, make him always see it. Their approach could not be that no, we are going to change up everything. We are going to sue the Integrity Commission. We are going to go to court, but force them to sign the declaration, and we are going to challenge the very law that defines illicit enrichment. We could do that. And the media would never allow a leader of the PNP to do that. Never. The editorials in the papers, the talk shows, they would be on it every day saying that it's unacceptable had it been a leader of the People's National Party. God Almighty, look how nationwide call up for me name every day and I don't work at KSMC. Eh? But when them have issues here, so we talk about that a body investigate and come to conclusion and them not talk about it. Why do we have a problem with why like Prime Minister thing, because Darrell say a bad mind, a bad mind. I tell you this, I have a problem with those people in charge and I pick the future, you know. I hear some me a live, me now run from Jamaica, no boy not make me run from Jamaica, I hear some me a stay. And by picking them a group right here in Jamaica, so we have a problem with those people being in charge of their future. Bad mind means envy, means that you're envious of somebody, means that you're ready and you want what they have. Then what we could have bad mind in the people for. Just think about it for a second, what could we be bad mind about? Be brighter than them, be have more character than them, more integrity than them, they are God bless speaking it. What we could have bad mind them for?
Make you run until you wanna cry. Hurt yourself, make you wanna die. Be careful.
I don't mind, I don't make me broke out in there, I don't have to call this kid. What is it that they said about the Prime Minister after they investigated it? I am just going to mention a few of them. Can you imagine that we have a Prime Minister for the country? Somebody went to an ATM machine and deposited $4 million in the Prime Minister account. But they break it up and do it over 20 transactions and we don't know who. You know what this is? Somebody get up and walk on the ATM machine 20 times and deposit money in a Prime Minister account. It add up to $4.5 million. The Integrity Commission said they don't know who deposited. Here comes our Prime Minister. That then says the greatest thing ever. You know, so they might be onto something though, because at the first time they say they something, you know, so they might be onto something, you know, because they something normally happening in Jamaica. The Prime Minister says it is his business partner that deposits the money in his account. His business partner we have as the chairman of UDC and HAJ, the Housing Association of Jamaica, and the Urban Development Corporation. Top, 1 second. You are telling me, sir, the big old business partner and Prime Minister can't take out his cell phone and open the Scotia and the NCB app and transfer the money go give in an account, and get up, walk go down an ATM 20 times, lie. Why would I get up 20 times and walk or turn up in a hot sun in a long line and deposit money in a this man account over a short period of time, about a month or two, 20 times, when they could have just take out my phone and transfer the money again? Or just write one check in. Something not right. Something not right. And that is what they don't want us to talk about. The second thing tonight that I want to talk about. You know, the Prime Minister for one company named Positive Jamaica. It's supposed to be charity. Go foreign and beg money if you put in a charity, if you take care of people who don't have it. Now if me went to New York and the Prime Minister of Jamaica come, because when you're there foreign, you know, see PNP and JLP in Jamaica, you see. If me went to New York and me see the Prime Minister of Jamaica come, all if him a labor right, and me go one function and he say him want charity something, if you go back down a yard, go take care of some poor people, buy 2 bags, give them for go to school, and some help them with their medical thing. Me not put a money in it. Me not put a money in it. They donated money, and the Integrity Commission reports that they take the money and buy a financial instrument, an investment, and then buy it for the Prime Minister. I wonder if you hear what I say. Then take the money. We register in a company we're supposed to deal with charity for poor people. And then take it and buy one investment for the personal use of the Prime Minister. It's late in the report after that gone through, he come back and say, Lord, a mistake they will make. Then me I wonder something, what makes Scotia and NCD can't make no mistake in a family account. I was up. You can't make one mistake and deposit $100 million in a family account. And then the money we have in charge. And then the man we have in charge of the country. Them are parade and I tell we say. Them are parade and I tell we say the greatest thing since sliced bread. Not go so. I want you for a second to imagine that we've had a Prime Minister for 10 years and that Prime Minister is the former Minister of Education when his party was in power 4 years before that 10 years started. And it is the first time in the history of the country we've had a Prime Minister that don't build one God Almighty school in the time when they're in office. You can imagine? Not even one school in the time that he's in office. We then see a report from Pembroke All Eye that says that 70% of the children cannot read. Now comrades, I want to hold on a second. Education and housing is the DNA of the People's National Party. It is the identity of the PNP. Education and housing, that's what we are about. It's what makes us up. It is the DNA. How can you have 70% of the students in one school that can't read? No, can't go so. A grade 7 and no. Even if a grade 7 make the argument will be able to make it even better. Because the way that grade 7 is about 11, 10, 11 or 12. The child that is in grade 7 is either 10, 11 or 12. That child started going to school at 3. 3 from 13 left 10. That means that the entire academic life of that child has been under Andrew Holness as Prime Minister. And Labour right let them know. The entire life that people at our school are under Labour. And they come now in grade 7. Can't read. And here comes Dora the Explorer. That she's going to put back reading in school. And them are going to do all of them something. They don't me feel go to school and reading now, you know. I wonder when I'm teaching a sign language. Or reading for in a school, pal. Reading. A fundamental thing like reading. Or reading for in a school. You know part of the problem that causing these students to reach high school and be illiterate? You know what causes them to be illiterate? Because some of them have missed too much high school. They have missed too many days of school. They're missing school because the parents don't have the money to send them to school at daytime. So despite the government saying that 97% of the country are work, because if it's only 3% not work, it means that 97% are work. No, so? 100%. So if 3% unemployment, it means that 97% employment. Then if we have 97% employment rate, how so much people can go to school because their parents don't have the money? I saw them the 3% of people are going bad. And them have all of them the penny there. It is a lie. Because there are close to 700,000 people of employment age who are not employed or who are not seeking a job. They're not talking about that part. That's close to 25% of the population of the country. Those students that not going to school because they don't have food, the PNP has heard that cry. And we have decided that there will be one warm, nutritious meal in every school for the needy students so that they can go to school and they can learn properly. And when we say one warm meal in school, we're not talking about nutrient and bull on this. We are going to look at Hatfield Primary, look at the number of needy schools. We're going to plan out the menu to say that on November, the week of November 10th, this is what is going to be available. Callaloo casserole, callaloo patty, callaloo loaf, whatever you want to have it, callaloo and yam and Irish and pumpkin and whatever, you're going to plan it out. When we realize how much of each item that you need, if you need 500 pounds of pumpkin, 300 pounds of Irish, we are going to come to Michael, who is still going to be the Member of Parliament. And we are going to say to him, call your farmers, we want to meet with them. And we are going to send the farmers from Hatfield, go produce the item to sell it to the school, so we can feed the children with a proper meal. Them are talking about choose Jamaica and buy everything from foreign. The food importation bill double. Order for them watch and them are talking about choose Jamaica. We are going to put our local farmers to work. We are spending $9 billion additional on education, and it will be spent with the local farmers to produce the items for the school feeding. We also, Michael said it, we're going to do a transport subsidy, because the other reason, if you don't have money, if you lunch money, you don't have money, if you fear either, you know. And we have said that we're going to identify 20,000 students, and each of them will get $500 per day towards transportation so that they can go to school and better themselves. They stood up just a while ago, and I had to ask Jeffrey how many school days we have in a year. Because here, Darrell Voss said that with them 100 bus that them are do, the parents are going to save $180,000 per year. And from this side, we say a lie. Because the only time a laborer not tell a lie is when he not talk. When he said, we say a lie. No, if you have 190 school days in the year, and he says that the people are going to save $180,000, take $180,000 and divide it by 190, you get 947. As so much you said what Pentecost school nowadays. Because him say wants a $300 to $500 per day. But yet still when he doing maths, he work on the maths at almost $1,000. You know, see how them money are wicked and lying. It would have sound to me like Darrell lifting up on when I bus and gone to school. It is simply not true. You can work it out yourself, it is just not true. And that is the reason why I say I am uncomfortable with the dunce people them being in charge of the future. Me not say one of them over there dunce and I have 1 or 2 web right. But Lord God, the concentration of dunce too high over them. It's too high. Because when me watch them meeting, because me have to watch them meeting, me know say you don't watch it, but me have to watch it through me and Jensek for hear what them say. When me watch them meeting and me see Darrell talk, then me and Nesta go talk, then me and everyone want me talk, me a tell them truth, so me have to hold on good feelings the same way. Concentration high. So we are going to deal with feeding and transportation. But there's the next thing. These students pass them subjects. You can imagine, poor people pity like myself. You say, go to school, stay out of trouble. Me go to school, people are trying to get me in a gang. Man are trying to get me to leave, jump fence and run out of school. Man are trying to get me to go to girl bush and all that. I don't know what everything they be, right? Try to get me to go to bush. Yes. And me decide, say, no. I got maths class, I got English class, I got science class. Whether it go to school without lunch and tough it out. Go in a C-Sec exam and pass 10, 11, 12 subjects. Time come now for go to university. Here comes poverty jump in front of me, say you can't go there. Now me supposed to go work in a Mr. Chinabadashi. Me supposed to go around this and go help somebody in a supermarket and pack grocery. We have let down a generation for the last 10 years in this country based on how this government has operated. And so we have said that when you have the first child in your family that qualifies for our university, they will get a full scholarship courtesy of the People's National Party so that they can go to university and become what they want. Then people are going to fight against it, you know. But the final 70s, Michael Joshua said free education, you know. So if 2025 we can send the first one out of each family go up there, then something would have wrong. Labour rights can ball till they blue. When the PNP win, the first child in the family that qualifies to go university will go to university courtesy of the People's National Party government. And if you are not the first one and you have to take students loan, go up there. When I finish school and take students loan, but it's a poor Scaffold that they give me the grant. You apply for your loan, they give a grant, they say 50,000, you go ahead and buy 2 book bags, because you have to say you poor people give me gallant. Well, 50,000 grant, you have to pay back. This will be a year time when we get this. When I left university, qualified as a medical doctor, the basic pay was $90,000 before we add on the duty in everybody. At 2008, we talk about it a long time. Well, it'll get long now still, but in 2008. The students' loan was asking for $60,000 per month out of 90. You understand? 60,000 out of the 90 students' loan did I ask for. Let me say, watch out. Then I home you put gas in the house and drive to the hospital at the time when they call me. Home you damn food, where my rent I go come from. Now me end up having to do a whole heap of duty so I can make that money to back up the salary so that I can take shame out of me. And remember, say me have mommy them back home when I have to go take care of her because I don't want this boy. Mommy work hard to send me to university so I have to make sure that she alright. Me buy my mother house before me buy house with myself, you know, sir. Me, make sure that my mother get a house to live in before me think about myself. Me a good boy, man. Me a good boy, man. How are you, sir? Man are the greatest human being God making on the land. I don't care what nobody else wants to say. Me, man. The greatest human being that God make put on earth. I mean, know some other mothers like that in your too. Just struggle at the time to make sure they pick you at school. You never see Miss Lucky wearing false hair and nails and them. I mean, if I can say if you are wearing, but I try to tell you that she didn't have the money to buy the ear and send me to school. So she choose to send me to school instead of the ear. And so I love that woman with her life itself. But how can you ask a graduate to pay that significant amount out of them pay towards the loan? They don't have nothing left. And that's why we have said we're going to do an income contingent repayment plan where we cap it to 10 to 20% of your salary that goes towards students' loan. No more, so you have enough money that you can pay your rent, buy your car, and still go to work and live good. And during the period that you don't have a job, right now, them are saying, all sorts of people are calling on your phone and a road can look for you and something. Mash up your credit. Imagine you fight go to school, you fight send the Pitney go to school, the Pitney come out and can't find no work. And during that time, students, so they ask them for money and then them not work. And then it mash up their credit score, so when time comes to buy a car, buy a house, they can't buy it. We will suspend all payment during the time that you are unemployed with no penalty so that it doesn't affect your score. Yeah, Michael Mandy part 2 we are getting. I said to you that the DNA is education and housing. I come to a conference in South Manchester, up at your place, Campbell, up across Keys. Yes, man, great community, cool like hell up there. I wouldn't stay up there though because I would have more than the 3 people you have, you know. But I made a point when I was at the conference that at these meetings we have people that come out and put on them colors and come support the party. And that you have 2 people who look out and say, look man, never run back to politics and they don't live no way. And I say, we are going to do something. You know, so I see people are cussing me about it and ever. Lord God, I see people are cussing me about it. I say, watch out. Whether they want to cuss yes or no, inside of this room right now, we have people who need access to proper housing. Inside of this room right now. Me now come here come go on like no hypocrite like say me don't know what go on. People in here will want access to proper housing. When the Prime Minister jump up a year time and say increase the amount that you can get from NHT, all he has done is to increase the demand for housing. So more people are getting more money so everybody now say yes, I go buy one house. That causes the price for the house to go up so every year you see it go up and a go up and a go. And still out of the reach of the average people. This government built some houses down a Rootven Road in a town through NHT and sell it for $40 million when the country ball out the Prime Minister said the project will continue. So he said, well, under the next PNP government, we are going to build 50,000 low-income solutions in the first term in office. And out of those 50,000, we are asking every MP to identify suitable land within their constituency. So right here in Northwest Manchester will be a brand new housing scheme under the next PNP government. When Mark Collina come out and the housing minister fi come cut ribbon, and if you know one house so we tie up green and yellow and black balloon and carry the labor and caretaker come go on like say they elected. And on that we are going to do. When we are going to own houses, we are going to own a housing scheme with 100, 200, 300 houses for people to live in. And every development done or funded by the NHT, we're not going to make the low-income solution past $10 million. And the land portion, which averages 2.5 to 3 million, we are going to give you that for free. So you will get the house for between $7 to $7.5 million. Then jump up and say, oh, we can't do that. You know, so when people go out, they go work, you're supposed to get something. When you're sacrificing, you're supposed to get something, you know. The people of Jamaica have sacrificed. For the last 12 years, every year, $1.4 billion has been taken out of the NHT and put into the country's budget. It has gone over $130 billion, $11.4 billion each year. It has gone to over $130 billion that has been taken out. And you know what them wicked money do after that? They take the NHT and carry a private bank. Take away the discretionary rate from teachers and members of the disabled community. Lord God Almighty. They took away the benefit from members of the disabled community and the public sector workers. So when we play this song, say we have fire, blood and fire comrades. We say anything them brought down, we are going to build back. And anything we then take away, we are going to bring it back. We are going to give back the public sector workers and the members of the disabled community the preferential rate through the National Housing Trust. We're not done yet. When you watch the commercial at night time, they say, but wait, there's more. We're not done yet. Under the next PNP government, when you take that loan, we are going to help you with the insurance payment for the house. We're going to help you with the insurance payment, but we're also going to give a 3 months moratorium so that you, if you ever buy a house, you know, so when you're done by that kind of fees, lawyer fee, transfer fee, stamp duty, you're not left with the money if you put all the furniture in there. We are going to give you 3 months so you can settle down in other place before you start making the loan payments. And for all the young people, 35 years and under, we are putting $1 billion aside. And we are going to give $500,000 to 35 and under who paid NHD for 2 years and buying a house. We are going to give it to you as a grant, as a gift. You don't have to pay it back to go towards payment of your deposit. When we said the Prime Minister said that can't work, no, none of it. If you divide 1 billion by 500,000, you get 2,000. The man starts saying, how you determine who benefit from it? How you determine who give the one they get the house them a week time? How you determine that? Because only children of that in there. In 8 years, 9 years, only children of that in there. We are going to give that per year. So in one term, it would have benefited 10,000 young persons under the age of 35. We know that right here is an outside affair where people that are farmers, barber, shopkeeper, restaurant owner, taxi driver, hairdresser, people who do them look jump in and earn them money. But you're not going to pay stuff. So right now you can't go down to the NHD place, you know. You don't pay stuff to go down, they go show them. So you earn your things. We have developed a proposal to fix that problem. Under the next PNP government, when we build that house for $10 million, you get the land portion for free. So the house comes to about 7.5. The mortgage for that house is going to be about $15,000. We are going to allow you, when you see the house built in a Northwest Manchester, if you tell Mickey and say you want one, we are going to allow you to move in there and you are going to pay the same amount. Example, the $15,000 each month. You're going to pay it as rent. Because we want to see if over 6 months, if you can show to us that you are disciplined and you have the resources to comply and pay it. What you pay every month for the 6 months, we are going to convert it from rent to own on our rent to own program, so you become the rightful owner of that property. So everybody who did want a house and thinks that you couldn't want one, I hope you hear them open up wide now and you say your time has come. Time come now for the poor people of this country who have been throwing them partner to get them partner draw. Time come now for proper housing solutions. You know, comrades, I was asked to speak on agriculture in the shadow cabinet. And when I was asked, people said, "No, you said this about agriculture. Why don't know about agriculture?" Now, mind you, when you grow up a country, you must know something about agriculture. Okay, what are we doing to do something in agriculture? My father used to send me to bush, go dig yam meal and all of them sitting there. You buy one hog or you buy some goat and you learn 1 or 2 things. And my father used to plant the good old ganja to you know. Yeah, remember saying decriminalized now, so I don't have to think about it the same way. You used to plant the ganja. Me I tell you, say you used to plant, you plant enough. Sunday daytime, I have to pick a ganja before I go to corner league match. Let me show you the sun line, I tell you. When we are picking ganja Sunday daytime, you have to warm one butter knife, and roll off the gum off of the hand, because it black up, I'm telling you something about this thing. We know how it goes. So agriculture happens to be the main employer of labor in the country. 262,000 persons are registered with RADA. We have realized something. This government, when they took office, the money that was spent to import food into the country was $830 million US dollars. What heap of money that is? $830 million US dollars when they took office. Can you believe it? That over the last 10 years, they have doubled that amount of money. 100% increase in the amount of money we have spent for import food coming into the country. Yet still, they want to tell us that they have done well with agriculture. A doubling of the food import bill, only 30% of the land in the agro-parks are under production, no item taken out of the food importation basket, food insecurity, people when they eat a nutritious meal at daytime is at 55%, 1 in every 2 Jamaicans. By any measure, Floyd Green is a failure in agriculture. By any measure. Any objective measure, that is failure. So what are we going to do? You realize that health of the National Health Fund. Health of one fund for themselves. We have build out clinic, a refurbish hospital, I help people with medication, I do all sorts of stuff, I buy dialysis machine, I buy CT scan, health as a fund for the health sector. We jump over tourism, there's a tourism enhancement fund. I build them, what they build out one whole heap of bus stop. They do all sorts of things to develop tourism. Technology have them one fund too. Universal Service Fund, going around building out Wi-Fi, hotspots in areas. And all of those funds were developed by the People's National Party. Every single one of them. Sports Development Fund too. No. It is about time that agriculture gets a dedicated fund for agriculture to help to build agriculture in Jamaica. So we are going to do this. No new tax. It's not a new tax. But when you are bringing food right now, you have to pay common, well, you know, since Trump turned president, everybody understands tariff. Tariff is a border tax, a tax you pay to bring something across the border into somebody's country. You currently pay that now. We are going to take a percentage of that, only 2.5%. It's going to give us $2.5 billion in addition to what the government would already allocate to agriculture. There will be an additional $2.5 billion that we are, every year, that we are going to use to put some money at the PC Bank so that the farmers in Hatfield and elsewhere in Northwest Manchester can go and get a loan to upgrade their farming. We're going to use some of the money to build out irrigation schemes, not just the big project that this minister obsessed with. We are going to come into the community and dig some pond and give pond line and give the irrigation pumps. We are going to build out storage into some of these areas. So you have somewhere to store your produce when it is ready, so you don't have to lose it when there's glut on the market. We are going to ensure that we buy the heavy-duty equipment to put them in the communities so you can get help with land preparation. And we are going to modernize the way we do farming. You can't attract young people in a farming now with machete and pickaxe. We want young people to use shade in agriculture, greenhouse, and to use hydroponics to grow crops as well. So we have a full plan for agriculture. So I don't understand when my friends in the media carry to say that only thing PNP campaigning on is corruption. It's not true. We have to talk about the corruption, but I've spoken about 3 areas: education, housing, and agriculture right there tonight, to show you that we also have proposals that we are putting forward. And we want the Prime Minister, who in 2020, in the middle of a pandemic, COVID, when he, based on the Constitution, could have gotten an additional 6 months, because there was a pandemic, he could have gotten an extension, an additional 6 months. He was 6 months away from the 5th anniversary, plus the extra 6 months when he could have get. He was 1 year away from the deadline to call an election. And in doing polls, and he realized that there was a win with the Labour Party, and the Prime Minister called the general election September 3 of 2020 in the middle of COVID pandemic. Now when we don't have no pandemic, and we are 2.5 months away from September 3, if I come tell we no about him now calling, the Prime Minister can run, but he can't hide, because he have to call the election within the next 60 days. And when he call it, him go get a beating. He must get a beating. Him have to get a beating. Time come now for a better quality of life for the people of Jamaica. Time come now for our children to understand that they don't have to run away from Jamaica in order to have a good opportunity. Me tired of your people say them a work, but them can't see what them a work for. Time come now for people to see what they're working for. Time come now for us to put people above PR. Time come now for us to ensure that we can live and work and do business and prosper in this country. So we're ready for them in this campaign. If them call it next week, we are ready. If them call it next month, we are ready. And I want them to understand. The little fluke went on in 2020. Now make it get to your brain. We are going to have a rematch. We are demanding a rematch with the laborers. And when that rematch comes, they are going to see that all fruits ripe, because everything green is now orange. We are back in the ascendancy. The base of the party is awake. The independent people are with us, and we are ready to govern Jamaica again. The word is love. God bless you. Have a good evening.
La Divisional,